This is your host, Kavaski Urban, with the Humming Pod Podcast coming to you direct and live to X and to the Spotify link podcast and everywhere you can stream my podcast. I'm here in my office and I'm letting you guys know more about James Baldwin. As you can see, I got all my setups here, my originals. Got my Walking Dead over there. I got some more Walking Dead, but there's a glare coming off. I love Walking Dead, and I got my inspiration in the background. The beautiful things that has brought me to this point where I'm able to stream and podcast with you guys on a high level. I really enjoy doing these things with you guys, for you guys, by the strength that comes through me. I'm about to alter this a little bit in order to bring value to the quality of the audio here. If you will give me a second, it may be a little bit screechy for a moment, but it'll fix up in just a moment. Got a microphone that I'm able to do many things with, and I want to go ahead and set this up really quick. It might be a little bit. Let's see if I can get this set up without. You guys probably have heard or hearing that, but that's something I'm willing to deal with in order to get better sound quality for you guys. Okay, so right now, what I'm actually doing is I'm doing a little bit in my personal time. I'm doing a little bit of laundry, and I'm streaming directly to X and to with you guys, and I have the door open so you can kind of hear it as well. And I'll try not to play anything in the background, but I have the door open and I'm doing laundry, and I have a sound coming from over in the right side of me. So there's a couple things that may be affecting the audio. The audio may not be the most clear, but I wanted to highlight the audio of my voice more than anything, because what I'm going to be talking about is something I really want you guys to pay attention to. And I do have the noise reduction on in the background, and that is going to be helping me. There's a lot of new features to this app. I've been using this for quite a while, and it's just they've been updating it often, and I'm not the most tech savvy to this particular application, but I do my best. Message all participants. I believe there's a availability to do a live chat to Twitter here right now. Let me see. I'm gonna fix that. Let's see if I can I don't think I want it like that. Here. Let's go here. Here. Oh yeah, that'll work. Put it more to the right. Okay. So I can type here. Some of the background effects may be getting screwed because of what we're doing right now, but I need to do a little test run. X. So go to my xdoscience Twitter page. This is Twitter. And we're going to see if that's sending out a message to Twitter, because I'm not exactly sure how that's working out right now. Evan is hosting something right now, it says. He's always hosting something. I don't know him directly, but I know he's hosting something. It says I'm live, so you can be watching me live right now. This is very good. Maybe you guys saw that retweet that I posted of some of the shenanigans people do on this app in order to gain, what is it we would call it? Gain traffic, to get a better traffic. I like anime. I like funny videos. I like stories and books and different things. I'm going to retweet some of my poems that I published through here. call them poems, but they're articles. And I'm gonna retweet these. I say retweet, but repost. That's the new term. Just need to be retweet. Doing too much, Thank you, Ben, for the loaner on day trading attention. I will be getting that back to you. Now, let's dive right into the to the reason why I wanted to make this podcast so deeply and special for you guys. Today we're back talking about James Baldwin, who is one of our highlights for the Towers and Little Hours movement that this podcast is doing. You see, James Baldwin was just a man. But after all the work that he put in and did, and all the attributes that he put into the civil rights movement, which was a very impactful movement and a revolution in this country, of the United States of America, and affected other countries, the United Kingdom, well, other places, from Italy, France, the United Kingdom, what can we say? Russia, China, affected everybody, the whole entire world, Australia, Mexico. The civil rights movement affected everyone. And solely it affected the South. It says, I'm going to read this paragraph out for you. And it's going to be quite lengthy. And I'll do my best to make sure that I move through it in a fluctuant way so that it flows when you listen. So, give me your undivided attention for about 5 minutes maximum, and we will get that going. Give me one moment. Okay. I just had to finish up that set of laundry so I can have that done, because I got to wash it, dry it, then fold it and put it up. That's 4 different tasks I got to do. That's a lot of work putting into laundry, Who wants to do that? No one. I don't care who you are. No one wants to do that. Definitely not me. I'm good. I don't want to do that. I don't like laundry. Okay, give me your undivided attention for just a moment. It says, returning to the United States as a journalist covering the civil rights movement, Baldwin made his first trip to the American South in 1957. The essays and reports describing the physical and psychological journey propelled Baldwin to the position of public prominence that he maintained for more than a decade. During the height of the movement, Baldwin lectured widely and was present at major events such as the March on Washington and the voter registration drive in Selma, Alabama. In addition, he met with most of the major African American activists of the period, including Martin Luther King Jr., Elijah Muhammad, James Meredith, and Medgar Evers. Attorney General Robert Kennedy requested that Baldwin bring together the most influential voices of the Black community, and even though the resulting meeting accomplished little, the request testifies to Baldwin's image as a focal point of African American opinion. In addition to his political activity, Baldwin formed personal and literary relationships, frequently tempestuous ones, with numerous white writers, including William Styron and Norman Mailer. A surge in literary popularity reflected in the presence of Another Country and The Fire Next Time on the bestseller list throughout most of 1962 and 1963, accompanied Baldwin's this surge, accompanied Baldwin's political success and freed him from financial insecurity for the first time. He traveled extensively throughout the decade, and his visits to Puerto Rico and Africa were to have a major influence on his subsequent political thought. Now, what better time to be talking about James Baldwin than now? Look at what's going on in our country. Look at the political influence that we are seeing, the political strain that we are seeing, and this political inexperience we are experiencing. There is a call to validity. There is a call to experience and prominence. There's a call to the people. They called on men like James Baldwin to bring together the Black community leaders. Here we are calling upon things like the musical influence, the hype influence, the fashion influences. But we're not calling on those who are our articulate seekers, literary scholars, and debate professionals. Where do we fit in the midst of all the things that we are doing in this country? Where do we fit in the intelligence of a nation? We have many and prominent and a myriad of intelligent individuals in the American states, but here we find ourselves categorized into small bunches with things like secular music, terrible and poisonous habits among the people, dividing into food consumptions through TikTok, or dancing through things like the TikTok and social media and YouTube's, of course. We have poisonous leaders on the smaller platforms. We have a lack of power in the communities amongst the small man, and we have a blatant slap in the face by those who are called to lead us as the American people on a state-to-state basis. Why don't we look back at the past to see where we are now and evaluate where we should go and what has worked? See, I've heard in my few years of living that not only is history in order to see, I meant to say that twice. Not only is history to present us with the image of what not to do, but history is history to show us what to do and how to do these things at a more high level and a more efficient level. Look at what we're doing in the science space. This is very remarkable, right? We have Elon Musk coming up with all these new and exciting video game-like structures to live in. We have guys like, I'm not going to name off their names because it's not very relevant to this podcast. But we have scientific instruction, which is an area that not only has it been a competition side of the American way, but this has been a humiliating way of the American way, because we've gotten embarrassed before by science. We've gotten destroyed and demolished by science. We've been made a fool because of science. And when I speak about these things, I speak about the military side of life and the advancement and how we have been, last or not even in the competition with those who are our counterparts in this world. It's really been a depressing way to live as an American, because to know that you are being humiliated in one of the most beautiful, articulate forms of life, science, is a punch or slap in the face. Look at what we look back at. We look back at James Baldwin. It mentions his book, Another Country and The Fire Next Time. He has many books, and he also highlighted work by by Richard Wright, A Native Son. But we'll look at a novel, and so Another Country was a novel published in 1962, and The Fire Next Time was a civil rights manifesto published in 1963. So let's just jump on X to see what we got going really quick, because and I'll make a post real fast about this point, because my original idea was to have this account totally separate from everything I was working on, and that became a complete you know 180 turn. I'm completely doing it different than I originally started, and that's not a bad thing, but change happens and we got to adjust with it. I'm adjusting. Can you be mad at me for it? Please don't, because you can do it too. You can adjust. One thing Gary Vee tells us is that some guys at 21 think their life is over. Some guys at 30 think their life's over. Some guys at 40 think their life's over. Some guys at 50 think their life's over. I'm a dude. He's a dude. Hey, we're all dudes. Hey, look, your life is not over at those ages. Listen, you got more to do. You got more you can do, and it's not over yet. You see? It's not over. It's not over at 60. You're just getting started. Gary Vee says there is a 140 trillion percentage that you will be born at this time period in this world doing this in this era. There's that much of a chance that this would have happened for you to be here. And look at you. You're here. You see? So, let's get into the book. Another Country. Baldwin's greatest popular success analyzes the effects of deforming pressure and experience on a wide range of characters, black and white, male and female, homosexual and heterosexual. Okay. It says the majority of the narrative lines imply the impossibility of simple dissociation from institutional pressure. Ultimately, the intensity of Rufus' pain and the intricacy of Ida and Vivala's struggles overshadow Eric and Yvette's questionable innocence. Our being together doesn't change the world. The attempt to overcome the cynicism of this perception leads to a recognition that meaningful love demands total acceptance. Wow. It says, how could you say you loved Rufus when there was so much about him you didn't want to know? That's one of Ida's later questions. It says, it could easily prove the epitaph of the entire society in Another Country. So I'll repeat that again. How can you say you loved Rufus when there is so much about him you didn't want to know? How can you say you love the American people when there is so much about them that you don't want to know? Think about it. Think about it. Now, we're going to leave that one at that one was Another Country. That's a novel. And James Baldwin had characters in that story and talked about this story. Let's see. Let's go to Amazon really quick to look this up, because that's the smart thing to do. Because listen, I could go and I can ask some questions to ChatGPT, but that ain't how I move. I do my research. ChatGPT is really good though. That's a good little source for some people. But for me, you know how I get it. Okay, James Baldwin, Another Country. We got this book sells for $13.89 on Amazon as a paperback. Let's see. Hardcover is $40. Published. Oh, the Audible. So it was, an audio book published back in February 1st, 2009. And then this book is approximately. It should tell us how many pages this book is, in case anybody wants to read it. I know it always tells how many pages my books are. We'll get it. Let's see. It says it weighs 15.8 ounces, so it's about the size of a baby. And if it's that big, well, that's a big book, James. From the looks at this book, it looks like it's about 140 pages. It's not giving me a direct amount. It usually says my books say the exact amount of pages are on my book. They say a listening length would be 16 hours and 14 minutes. Narrated by Dion Graham. He's narrated plenty of books. Dion Graham. Okay, so we'll leave it there. That's not even that valuable. It's not even that important to be putting a lot of attention to. It's okay though. We're working through it. We're getting through it. This is the Humming Pod Podcast with Kavosky Irvin. Thank you so much for listening in. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Listen. Let's move on. The next book, The Fire Next Time by James Baldwin. This is the Civil Rights Manifesto. Baldwin frames the substance of his sermon inside a dedicatory letter to his nephew. One on the 100th anniversary of the Emancipation. So, Emancipation, 100th anniversary, okay, that would be 1863. He advises the nephew to accept white Americans and to do so lovingly, even though they have established a society that considers most black men worthless. He advises the nephew to accept white Americans and to do so lovingly, even though they have established a society that considers most black men worthless. Let's repeat that one more time. He advises the nephew. Okay? He says, Baldwin frames the substance of his sermon inside of a dedicatory letter to his nephew. He advises the nephew to accept white Americans and to do so lovingly, even though they have established a society that considers most black men worthless. Why? Because, says Baldwin, son of a minister and himself a former boy evangelist, all men are brothers in America is the black as well as the white man's house. Listen, this house must be shared. I'm finna go grab my book and I got a poem for you guys. Listen to this. Sorry, I had to step out real quick to go grab this, but this is my first book right here. Humans of the Ocean, The Ultimate Naivete. I wrote this book back in 2018. I'm going to read this poem here to you guys. One of my very special poems. I love this poem. It came to me very, very strong. It's on page 23 of this book. It's called Common American. Before I jump in, I'm gonna make a post on Twitter. Come listen to my poem. Common American. I posted it. Let's see. Let's see what responses we get, if any. If none, it's okay. We got viewers on the podcast that will give feedback if need be. Okay, it goes. Common American. I, the darker brother of Mother America, sent to kitchens whipped with switches, porn exposed, life enclosed, life exposed, world explode. Overflow, toilet bowl, chili bowl, corn toes, and ashy knees, bubblegum popping, cheek to cheek smiling, destiny athlete. I, as the darker brother, I too sing, I too sing, I too sing. Sent to kitchens whipped with switches, look at cousins laughing, porn exposed, life exposed, enclosed, Pinocchio boy with the growing nose, overflow, toilet bowl, black little soul with the poisonous blood. Came from the mud, pursuit thereof, life, liberty, happiness, men of anger, now are athletes. Hurting so painful, shivering frustrations, all of the mistakes manifesting daily. Correction and victory have never been seen, fighting with hearts, loving life with great glee, victory rarely seen. Old dog beating, new boy weakened, eyeballs inside his head, attractive things keep him from blinking. Having something, anything is better than nothing, precious jewels of glory with cameras to glow something. Common American trapped in the ocean, swirling, floating, bubbling potion. Golden token, move with focus, sip a little, go out choking, puking and breathing heavenly, feeling ruined, trash, broken, beaten for being a bad big brother by mother with her past put under the covers, but you still love her. America, one heck of a mother. There it is. Mother America, Common American. There it is. Common American, my big poem. I love that one. That's how I started off my book. Talking about Emmett the starfish. There it is. Common American, baby. Common American. I too. This one is for. I'm gonna send this big special shout out to a young man that I met. His name is John. And I ain't gonna say the last name, but I'm gonna just say, go get it, young man. You're awesome. Thank you so much for just inspiring me in the little way that you do. You're amazing, my man. And I told you that I had this poem. Look at it all coming together just as it should. And just as it will, long as you move in his will, according to his will and not by your own, continuing in him and continuing faithfully in him, then you have all strength and power. And I want to give a shout out to you, my man. Go watch that movie we've been talking about. You got this. You know what it is. That inspiration, it never gets bigger. It's always realer. Listen. Shout out to everybody here tapping in with us. Humans of the Ocean Science, Common American. Y'all want me to read that poem one more time? If you want me to, I can do that. I got you. Don't even worry about it. I got you. Don't even worry about it. I wonder, question, if this is streaming live on the video or if it's just streaming my audio. I'm gonna play the audio. Let's see if I can hear it. But yeah, it sounds like I can hear the audio. I don't know. I heard the audio in the background, but I don't see the video. Maybe they can see the video, but I definitely can't see anything. This is it's maybe they gotta fix this. Maybe they gotta work on it. I pay a lot of money for this. So y'all need to fix my stuff, man. I pay a lot of money for this, dog. It ain't no game. I pay a lot of money for this. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Uh-oh. It says, oh my goodness. Wow. This is some stuff. Who we got playing in the game tonight? Who playing tonight? Okay. Monday Night Football. Excuse me while I look up some Monday Night Football tonight. See who playing. We got the Bills and the Jets. Well, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give out another shout out to my boy Gary. Hey, Gary, who you got tonight? Because listen, Gary. My man, who you got tonight? Brother, it's another one on her. These girls just won't stop. What is she? It can't be real. This can't be real. I'm going to retweet it for y'all. All right. I'm going to quote it and say, this can't be real. But somebody actually said this would heal me. Okay. Would heal me. I'm going to say this would heal me. Y'all go check that out, man. Oh, man. Good job, big dog. You done lost 45 pounds. Hey. Girl, you a freaking thought. She keep kissing everybody on accident. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Okay. With that being said, let's not get too off track. Let's continue what we got going. Oh man, that boy better get up. What happened to this man? He better fix something. He got beat up by this girl. All right. But long story short, you guys see how we link those things together. From talking about James Baldwin's influence, how he would literally be called on to bring black men together on cultural topics. Black leaders, activists in that time period who wanted to see the community better and who wanted to see the community flowing in a flourishing manner. But here is the new call to order. And this one is what I always do, and I will not stop. We have a call to order by a awesome man of God. I call him awesome, but a man of God. And this man is Tony Gaskins. And he's been doing some series here lately, which really convict the spirit of those who are not living what they're preaching, not living what they are saying, not walking in the way that they are claiming. See, Tony Gaskins is a man, a relationship coach, and he's a life coach, and he's a business. I would call him a business extraordinaire, as in when it comes to business, he separates the business from the confusion. So confusion is here, business is here. Tony Gaskin comes in, and whenever those business and confusions are here, he divides, and gets it all apart. And his business here, his confusion here, and as a man of God, he draws a line there, and so he brings very much clarity in business. But he doesn't he's not a businessman. He's a life coach and a relationship coach. So that is a very special field that is needed. Psychologists go to him, counselors go to him, doctors go to him, relationship gurus go to him because of his position to do this dividing, standing here and letting the Holy Spirit lead him in keeping that part over there and this part here, just as the gospel rightly divides. And this is a walk that I see for me and that I desire for myself. And I will continue in this way, walking in this manner, so that I am able to rightly divide using the gospel in my business, in my life, and in my everyday activities, allowing the gospel to rightly divide in my life. It's not about me rightly dividing, but it's about the gospel and the Holy Spirit rightly dividing in my life. And as long as I'm walking this way, I will be in this manner. So I'm thankful that I have this understanding, and I impart these things unto you. Listen. We have been on James Baldwin, this series about James Baldwin. We're about to move on. This is the last day we will be thinking or talking about James Baldwin so far, until we need to come back. Listen. I like talking about James Baldwin. He has some awesome work. Go on to YouTube, type in James Baldwin and Nikki Giovanni. Look up that interview. That's very prominent. Go, and then from there, move into other topics where you'll see more about James Baldwin when he sits in those settings and he talks and debates. As I continue in this path forward, talking to you about these things, talking about towers in little hours, we will go deeper and we'll get more of an understanding of what it means to be a tower in a little hour. See, look, a tower is what you see as big. You see this big tower. You go down to New York, you see towers, but you don't see how it started from a foundation. It started from something small. James Baldwin, as we see him as a tower, he started as small. He started as a small evangelist. It says here in the work, it says right where I was reading last, it said eh, eh, um, 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 where was it, guys? Y'all know where it was. He said he started as a boy evangelist. I want to get it directly. I want y'all to be able to hear it exactly how we read it before. So I'm sorry if I take too much time on that point, but here it is. It's in the last sentence. It's right after I read that one over and over, and it said, why? Because, says Baldwin, because, says Baldwin, son of a minister and himself a former boy evangelist. You see? Now, he started off small. Now we see him as a tower. To see him as only a tower is harmful. It's not right. And it does a lot for his estate or whatever he may have in his life. But to see him in that way only, it does not benefit the black people. We have to see that this tower we see started small. And that's a word for you, word for me. And that's why we're on the series Towers in Little Hours with James Baldwin. We're moving on. Next time I'll do another podcast to let you know where we're headed next. And of course, it'll be something powerful, and it's going to be powerful. If not, doing something other. We may jump into get something else out of. We're gonna get more out of Vashti Harrison's Little Legends, Exceptional Men in Black History, as a matter of fact. But I thank you guys so much for listening. Message me on X. Let's link. Let's talk, and let's get more DM oriented. Let's talk more in the DMs because that's something that's powerful for us. Direct messaging, yeah, that's powerful. Have a great day. This is the Humming Pod Podcast with Kavosky Irvin, your host, and I will continue to bring that flame, that fire, that goodness, that glow, like I always do. Y'all have a great day. I'll talk to y'all later.